Page 42, lay something up top. It's French. I don't speak French. I'm not even going to try to pronounce that thing. You can say that cinq do something or other. I'm just going to talk about the music. Going to go through the system. We have some new musical concepts to explore here. I look it over. It's a page long. It's actually longer than that, but it's a page of music to learn. There's treble and treble clef now. They finally changed the clef signs. See, if you're in the habit of just checking clef signs, then you'll notice that. If you're not in the habit of checking clef signs, you may not even notice the bottom staff is treble clef. But it's treble. And 2/4 time signature. I see quarter notes and eighth notes and half notes. I think we can handle all that, I hope. I got quite a bit of things going on, and I want to take it one hand at a time. Right hand, you're starting out with third finger on E, and I trust you know the names of all these notes in the music now, instantly, where you just know them. If not, in my opinion, you're going too fast. Go back and go through it all again and drill yourself on the names of these notes. E is up here, that puts the hand here. And that's 1, 2. 1 and 2 and 1 and 2. Too bad. Take a look at the second line, the third measure. That's 2/4. And now we have a 3/4. They changed the time signature. We've already had an instance in a previous lesson where they changed the clef sign. And a clef sign they can change anywhere. Now they're changing the time signature. The time signature can only be changed at a bar line. It has to be at a bar line. You can't change a time signature in the middle of a measure. So here we're going to 3/4. Now, normally, there's always exceptions. Forget the exceptions. This is tough enough as it is. Normally, when you're changing time signatures, there's something between them that's constant, something that links them together. In this case, it's going to be the speed of the quarter note. The only difference is instead of counting 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, now we're going to count to 3. 1, 2, 3. And then in the next measure after that, it's 2/4 again. So you're only 3 counts in one measure. So it's 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. But the speed of the beat's the same. So again, in the second line, starting with the third measure, it's 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 2. And that's how it works. Now, the thing that links them together is not always a quarter note or the beat or something. It could be something else. But in this piece, it's the speed of the beat or the speed of the quarter note. The pulse stays the same. And that's pretty much it for the right hand. Left hand, well, your treble clef, so you're up here on G. So I put you here. And then here, and then an F and a G, and then an E and a G. He won't want to, I don't know what he's doing. He did it. And then C and an F. And then there. Connect these with the hands. The last two measures of the first line. You're here. Okay. Let's get down to the third line. First measure is okay. And then you'll notice the stems of the notes changed. Because normally when you have a couple notes like that, they would stem them together. They would share a stem. Here, the notes each have their own stem. This is called part writing. It's where you have different parts going on. It's like you could have 2 different instruments, and there's an instrument on each note, or 2 different people singing, and there's a person singing on each note, a different person. 2 voices. When you're first struggling to get the notes and the rhythms, you don't worry about that. You just play the notes. So here, it's second measure of that third line is 1 and 2 and. See, I got to hold that half note down though. Same thing in the last line. 1 and 2 and 1 and 2. That's all we're doing here. Point is, it's 2 different voices. Why is that important? Because when it comes to interpreting it, we have to consider that. And I'll talk about that when I get to the interpretation part of this lesson. Now, let's see if we put the hands together, what happens. We're up here now, in C position up here, and again, I'm liable to hesitate. I don't care, it's here. I just want to know how the hands work together. Here. And here. So I'm just working the hands together. Let's go down to the third line. We're here, and then second measure. 1 and 2 and. Just got notes going everywhere. Just take it slow and easy. Kind of get the hands working together, and then once the hands are working together, sort of, go back over it slowly and carefully, and we get rid of the hesitations. And once you get rid of the hesitations, the first time, because they'll come back, and you have to keep getting rid of them. Then we think about the articulation, and here it's pretty connected. You have a few accents or whatever, but connect these, lift up between them here. You see in the left hand, you get these lines, these tenuto lines they haven't told you about yet. Try and play those as connected as you can. Now, in the right hand, I'm lifting up, just a little lift, like taking a breath. Just lift up. In the left hand, try and connect this all the way across if you can. Second line, last measure, you get an accent. Play that note just a little louder than the others. So, third line, I'm going to lift up for the phrasing. I'm going to lift up there. In the left hand, I'm going to connect it. But just because you lift up in one hand doesn't mean you necessarily have to lift up in the other. Look at the third line, last measure. We're here. I'm going to connect that, but I'm going to lift up in the left hand. Yeah, so you have to watch and get the phrasing for each hand working correctly. And once I have an idea of the articulation, then I think about the dynamics. Here, it's pretty much the whole thing. It's like a three-part trio or a three-part going on, and it's soft. Both hands. You have a crescendo in the third measure, go up to moderately soft. Go up. So now you're moderately soft in the second line. And that makes the accent note at the end of the second line a moderately loud note, because the accent takes it up a notch from where you're at, and you're moderately soft, so it's moderately loud. In the third line, second measure, now you're loud in both hands. So forth, and then you get a diminuendo arrow at the end. You come back down. They don't tell you how soft to get. Since the DC is going to send you back to the beginning, and it's soft at the beginning, then I suggest you come down to soft. For the last two measures, you start them loud here, come down. And on the right hand, connect that. Connect. Just don't lift up and separate that last note. Connect it all. And then you go back to the beginning, you're soft again. As far as the speed goes, it's just in the middle somewhere. It's not fast or slow. Again, the DC al fine sends you back to the beginning. And the fine is at the end of the first measure on the third line. There should be a thin and thick bar line there. They have two thin bar lines. No, it should be a thin and thick. You can take a pencil and widen out that second bar line and make it a thick one, because that's really what it should be. don't copy me. You try and feel this. Feel the natural accents. 1, 2, 1. Exaggerate them if you need to. That way when you get to the 3/4 measure, you feel that 1, 2, 3, 1. See, it throws it off. So it's, the second line is. Feel the natural accents. I'm exaggerating them so you can hear them better, but really you just feel them. Let's talk about this two-part writing here, starting with the third line, second measure. Here, the stem's going up. The idea is you're maintaining two voices. One of the things I had to do in college when we got this kind of thing to help develop my control of the hands and fingers is I would have to play something like this and play one voice loud and the other soft. That way I'm controlling which finger is loud, plus I'm learning to hear multiple parts. So it's like, if I do the top voice loud, that's the right hand. I do it loud and the left hand soft. Then I do the middle voice loud, which is the left hand, the upper voice, and the other soft. I'm hearing this, I'm hearing that, and I'm aware of that voice going on. And then I do the bottom voice loud here, and the other soft. Now I'm hearing the other voice, and I had to do that in college a lot, and it really develops the control over the fingers. Plus, you get to hear these voices and be aware that they're going on. Once you've learned this well enough with no hesitations, let's play it together and just check the notes and the rhythms. I'm not going to do any louds and softs. We will do the DC all fine though. So I'll give us 2 counts because there's only 2 beats in a measure at the beginning. Ready and go and 1 and. Two and off.